Hi guys, my name is Abhinav and today we are going to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. This is one of the most magical places on earth according to Disney World, and it was a really fun place. But first we arrived at the Dallas airport, located in Dallas. It was a DFW airport, and right now we are going to the Skylink, which is like a monorail. We actually boarded like 2 monorails on the trip, one to the Magic Kingdom and this was the other monorail. And this monorail was pretty fast. It was pretty exciting because it was like during COVID we did mostly road trips. We didn't go to the airport that much. So when you went to the airport, it was like a whole new experience, and it was pretty cool after such a long time. When you're going to Disney World, Florida, it's a really nice experience, especially if you have little kids. I'd really recommend Magic Kingdom because it has like those small little kid rides that are like too thrilling, like you would find in other amusement parks, and this was very unique. Now we're entering the Orlando airport, now we're entering Walt Disney World, the magical place on earth. So it was a really cool drive because especially when like a lot of amusement parks, like once you enter in, you're right in the amusement park. But for Walt Disney World, you had to drive really in. You had to take a monorail. And it's like you can't just like go in and then you're straight at the amusement park. You have to like drive a little bit through the park, and then you got to take a monorail, and then you arrive at Magic Kingdom. So now we're entering Magic Kingdom, but this isn't like the actual Magic Kingdom. You can't see the tower as you can see. You need to take the monorail or the cruise liner from there, and like you had to pay. The parking ticket was like $25. So you had to pay for the parking for every single park. And now we're entering like the boarding station. It was really crowded because it was the 50th anniversary. It was pretty cool to be at the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and they're checking our bags, and then it was a really crowded, much more crowded than we expect. Like, look at that huge line. We came pretty late. We came at like 9:45. You guys should arrive like from 9 to 9. If you're staying in the Walt Disney World Resort, you have like early entry hours, but we weren't staying in the resort. We're staying in like a nearby hotel. But next time we probably might visit the resort because a lot of the people who are visiting the resort have like extra amenities. There's also a cruise liner instead of the monorail that you can take there. But we didn't go on the cruise liner at first because we didn't know where to board the cruise liner. So instead we went on the monorail to go there. But when we were coming back, we wanted the ferry boat, and it was really crowded for the monorail. So you might want to come much more early than us. We came 45 minutes. But we learned from our mistakes, and the other 2 parks, we went right on the entry time. So we were lucky, but still, there's still a lot of crowd there. And it was pretty boring waiting in line because, you know, when you're waiting in line for the rides, there's usually some like cool magical feeling. But in like waiting in line, like in these regular places, there's not like that magical feeling. You only get those magical feelings once you're inside Walt Disney World. And once you're in one of the Walt Disney World parks, it feels like you're in a whole new world. It's just so beautiful, and then you're just out of your mind. You care what's happening in the modern world. You're just in a magical world. So Walt Disney did such a great job of designing this place. It was so beautiful and just got us out of our minds. If you're having like stress, you come here, you forget about everything. You're back. You're happy. Then me and my parents went to only Magic Kingdom when I was really young. So we were waiting for my sister to get 6. But then in 2019. We were planning on going to Disney World, but then we got canceled because of the COVID situation, so we couldn't go to Disney World. But finally, we're going to go to Disney World, and we're really excited because I just couldn't wait to check out all the fun rides because it's been like years since I've been to an actual amusement park and actually rode on rides. Me and my family were super hyped up. We're ready to go into Magic Kingdom, and finally the monorail arrived. So we're so ready. Our feet were like, come on, get ready. And then we were just like so excited to go in. So the monorail goes like from the road, so you can see like the public roads, and then you can see the river, the artificially made river for the cruise liner to go through. So like when we came back, we'll be showing that later. So it was like the monorail ride was pretty exciting because you just couldn't wait until we arrived at the Magic Kingdom because the tower is really tall, so you should like see it from like somewhere else, but somehow you couldn't see it. So like, wait, is Magic Kingdom that deep inside? Is this place that big? And then it was really cool. And plus at one part, the monorail just goes inside one of the resorts. And it was pretty cool. And right now we're going to like enter the resort, so like it literally goes inside the resort. You can see like there's like these circles with Disney characters like that fantastic Mickey Yeah, see like the Mickey Mouse over there? There's tons of Disney resorts. They're so huge and they're right next to the river, so you can get a pretty good view if you went to the Disney resorts. Now, welcome to Walt Disney World, Florida. And right now we're entering the Space Mountain. Like you can see the Space Mountain right over there. That was one of my favorite rides in Walt Disney World. And right now we're entering Walt Disney World, and this is like the American town. Like it was like Main Street. Yeah, it was called Main Street. It had like a bunch of flags. It was like a really American style. There's the Hall of Presidents. Yeah, we didn't check that out, but there's a ton of attractions. So if you like stay in Magic Kingdom for like 2 days, you should like visit the parks for 2 days each, because there's a ton of rides. We only covered like half of the rides, so you should totally check out for like 2 days per each attraction. Like each world, like Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, you should like spend 2 days for each, except for Animal Kingdom we should only spend 1 because there's not much to do. So right now we're entering the Magic Kingdom, and like there's a thing called the Magic Band. It's like has everything in it, so that if you want to buy that's like on Amazon, you can buy it for like $20 each, and then it's everything, just put it on there, so your entry tickets, all of that. We couldn't go into that at first because they said that we had to book a date, and luckily they let us book a date today, so we luckily went inside. And then my dad had to go down to like one of the buildings, like there's attractions inside the building, the gift shops and then stores, and then my dad had to go to like the booking center, and then he had to book the tickets. So we were waiting outside, and then we were just walking down the main street, and it was really beautiful. It designed like an American town, like in a busy city, like an old-fashioned city, and it was pretty cool to like check out the buildings. They're like really old-fashioned, and then there's like the balloon store, so if you have children, you could like buy balloons. And if you have like older kids, like teenagers, I don't recommend visiting this park, because this park I recommend it to like smaller kids who love Disney movies, like princesses. And if you have like little kids, I would totally recommend this park, because there's tons of stuff for little kids to do, but like little older kids, like more than 13, I don't think they'll enjoy this park as much as little kids. But still, there's always magic in this park, and it's always a really fun place to visit. And right now you can see the Disney Tower, and my sister was asking for the balloons, but a lot of the souvenirs here were really expensive. But we managed to get a magnet and all that stuff, a bunch of cool stuff. And they had like a mini parade. It wasn't like an actual parade, but there was like a few Disney characters, and then a horse carriage. There's tons of horse carriages, so you can like actually rent a horse carriage ride. And this I read like on the Disney website, and they had like, since we visited for since it was the 50th anniversary, they had like the 50th anniversary thing. There was like a bunch of billboards all around Orlando showing the 50th anniversary, and they designed it really beautiful. So like in Disney World, like when they're building this, they wanted the tower to be really tall, but then since if a tower is like more than 150 feet tall, they have to like put a red light, but that would take out the magical feeling of the tower. So instead they had like this special metal that makes it look taller than it actually is. Right now we're entering Fantasyland, where you're going to check out the first ride of this trip, Peter Pan's Flight, and we're going to be checking out It's a Small World. Both of these rides are very beautiful, and these are one of the only rides in Fantasyland. And a lot of the rides in Fantasyland are about like a Disney movie, and they're like those easy, not thrilling rides. They're like, they show a story, and like when in the entry line for this, it was a pretty long wait time, but it was really beautiful. The wait line, how they made it, they have like if you ever watched Peter Pan, you would know like the London, and then the house, and then all that kind of good stuff. And since I know the story, it was pretty cool to check out all the kids, like Benjamin, that girl, and then Peter Pan, and they also like Tinkerbell going inside the bedroom. It was really beautiful, and it was actually kind of magical. I'll admit it. The Tinkerbell thing, you couldn't even see the projector; they just hit it. And it was like the orphanage, like in the movie, it was like there was an orphanage, and then the kids were inside the orphanage, and they had like these toys, and there was a dog, and it was like exactly how it was. And that's like something that Walt Disney has always done. The waiting lines, even though it seems like it takes forever and it's boring in a lot of attractions. See, like this is one of my favorite parts. We could just stare at this for hours. We couldn't even realize the projector was there. Tinkerbell would just be hiding in that box, and then she'd just come out. And it was very beautiful how they designed this attraction. It was like whenever Tinkerbell went, everything was shaking, and that was a pretty cool thing. And as I say, there's a magical feeling for every single ride of Walt Disney's. Magic is just like Walt Disney World's most famous thing, and it's really known for that. So the ride is like, it's like goes first it's outside and then it goes inside and then it goes back outside. Right now we're about to board the ships, the pirate ships, and it was like really cool, like how the pirate ships were. So the ride is basically fully indoor. So it's just like the outer waiting time. So like you have to wait here for a few minutes and then you gotta literally run on. There's like this thing and then you have to like get on it. So right now you guys enjoy the ride and I'll meet you later. A lot of the rides in Disney have a really long waiting time, and that includes Peter Pan's Flight. It was like one of the most famous rides. Even when you have like this free fast pass, they'll be telling you later on when we got it from the Pirates of the Caribbean. They wouldn't even let us for this because the rides with the longest wait time, they don't let you use the free fast passes. So like we couldn't use it on this one because the waiting time was so long. It was like literally 1 hour. Like you don't even feel it until you like, oh my god, we only have 1 hour. And we waited here for 1 hour and then you just notice that later on. So that's it for this video. Bye, I'll see you in the next video. And in the next few videos, this is going to be a series. We're going to show all the rides in Disney parks. So that's all for today. Bye, we'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Bye, see you in the next video.